We know that movies can make us cry, but what about when tears are shed on screen as well as off of it? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 crying scenes in movies.
And nobody would help! No one helped me say, please, I want to go home, I want to go home. He keeps calling my name. I want to go home, Johnny. I want to drive my Chevy. I said, well, what? I can't find your legs.
For this list, we've looked at big screen scenes where a character or characters are brought to tears. The reason for those tears can range from happiness to sadness, anger to confusion. As long as the emotions are high enough, then the scene is in contention.
Please, don't be mean to me.
I'm not being mean to you. You're just too stupid to see it.
You don't know what I can do. You don't know what I can do, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to be. You don't know I'm good. I have good things that you don't know about. No. And I'm going to be something. I am.
Also, spoiler alert.
Anything.
Don't hurt me. And you don't talk to me. No.
Number 10, crying over spilt milk money, Stand By Me.
No one even asked me if I took the milk money that time. I just got a 3-day vacation.
Boys don't cry, right? Especially not in front of their friends. Well, boys usually try not to cry, but sometimes they just can't help it. River Phoenix plays Chris Chambers in this classic coming-of-age movie, and in this scene, his Macho Man mask slips for a few seconds, reminding us all that he's just a kid after all.
I just wish that I could go someplace where nobody knows me.
The teary trigger point is the milk money scandal. The injustice of it all has Chris wanting to disappear, and us wanting to give him a big hug.
I guess I'm just a pussy, huh? Yeah.
Number 9, E.T.'s Going Home, E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Come. Stay.
We all hate goodbyes, but this farewell's far more difficult than most, proving once again that little boys do cry, and it's extremely tough to watch them do it. Henry Thomas plays an extremely emotional Elliot in this, one of Steven Spielberg's most famous scenes. E.T. has been trying to go home for the majority of the movie, but when his time to leave actually arrives, there isn't a dry eye in sight. Thomas teared up to perfection in his audition tape, but this final cut is an even better effort.
I'll be right here.
Number 8, Thank You, Captain Phillips.
The 2-centimeter laceration on the left eyebrow. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
I want you to look at me and I want you to breathe. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
From small boys to big boys, and to a guy simply overcome with relief. Tom Hanks plays Captain Phillips, the unfortunate victim of a high seas hijacking. The relentless tension felt throughout this film is finally released as the man is medically checked over by his rescuers.
This.
No, not all of it.
Okay.
That's not mine.
Okay. All right. All right. Look at me. Okay. We're going to lay you down, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hanks is being asked all sorts of questions, and he isn't able to think straight enough to answer them especially effectively.
Are you in any pain right now? Right there on your side.
But when the wave of realization that he is alive rushes over him, he can't help but sob. And neither can we.
It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Number 7, Where One Tomorrow, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Hi, Chris.
Mr. Fromm, good to see you.
Nice shirt.
Another example of heart-wrenching happy tears, this scene is one of Will Smith's finest moments on screen.
Was it as easy as it looked?
No, sir. No, sir, it wasn't.
Good luck, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Playing Chris Gardner, Smith is faced with financial difficulties times a million as he tries desperately to provide for his son, who happens to be played by Smith's real-life son, Jaden.
You're a good papa.
Of course, to get money, you must first get a job. And that's exactly what Gardner hasn't been able to do, until now.
Wear one tomorrow, though, okay? Because tomorrow's going to be your first day. If you'd like to work here as a broker.
When Smith is told to keep his shirt for tomorrow, he and we are welling up big style.
So, welcome.
Number 6. I can't choose Sophie's Choice.
Du kannst eins von den Kindern behalten.
Wie bitte?
Du kannst eins von den Kindern behalten. Das andere muss weg.
It's an unthinkable situation, and it makes for an unforgettable movie moment.
Ich kann nicht wählen. Ich kann nicht wählen.
Halt's Maul.
Ich kann nicht wählen.
Komm, ich schick sie beide weg. Ich schick beide Kinder weg.
Nein,
Ja doch, du musst
zwingen Sie
wählen.
mich nicht zu wählen.
Komm,
Ich kann nicht wählen.
The Nazis were running riot across all of Europe, and Meryl Streep's Sophie found herself and her family caught up among the carnage. In this scene, she must make the eponymous choice that no parent should ever have to face.
Maul halt. Hör auf jetzt. Du sollst das Maul halten.
As Sophie breaks down, Streep shows her class as an actor. It takes a lot of talent to convincingly imagine the unimaginable.
Nehmen Sie meine Kleine! Nehmen Sie meine Kleine! Nehmen Sie das Mädchen! Nehmen Sie das Mädchen!
And we are definitely dreadfully convinced here. Number 5. It's Not Your Fault, Good Will Hunting.
It's not your fault. I know.
Will Hunting is a genius. He can solve all manner of equations with his magnificent machine-like mind.
Look, I wrote it down. It's simpler this way.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't feel the same things as every other human being.
It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me.
Matt Damon plays the tortured thinker, who in this scene is nudged into letting it all out.
It's not your fault.
Robin Williams is Sean Maguire, Damon's literal shoulder to cry on. The pair spends the movie pushing one another intellectually, but this moment is the peak of both personal stories. It's therapy in motion. Number 4. I Can't Even Cry for Her, Mystic River.
I loved her. Most.
Sean Penn won an Oscar for this movie, and it isn't difficult to see why, as he sheds a tear or two in this scene.
I remember I was more afraid of my little daughter than I ever was of being in prison.
His character, Jimmy Markham, is coming to terms with the murder of his 19-year-old daughter.
I just want to hug her and look at her. She's 19 fucking years old.
An ex-con with a tough persona to maintain himself, he isn't one to show too much heartfelt emotion. However, during this moment, we watch him cry over the fact that he can't cry over the death of his daughter.
And it's really starting to piss me off, Dave, because I can't cry for my own little daughter, and I can't even cry for her.
He's a man whose nerves are shot, and it's desperately sad to see.
You're crying now. Damn.
Number 3. I'm Not Gonna Cry for You, Magnolia.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry for you.
When a relative dies, tears are to be expected. But the situation in this scene is far from straightforward, as Tom Cruise's especially dramatic cry is reflective of that. This father-son relationship has been strained to the max, and the ill feeling is what has Cruz's character Frank flitting between rage and regret. As his father dies before his eyes, time is running out for answers. But it's also running out for forgiveness. These are by no means attractive tears, but they are very well acted.
Oh God, you fucking asshole, don't go away, you fucking asshole, don't go away, you fucking asshole. Oh God, don't go away, you fucking asshole.
Number 2, I Could Have Got More, Schindler's List.
Good, what about this car? Why did I keep the car? 10 people right there.
We're bawling our eyes out in black and white for our runner-up, in one of the most moving moments in motion picture history.
This pin. 2 people. This is gold. 2 more people. You would have given me 2 for it. At least 1. You would have given me 1 more.
Oskar Schindler is a hero in the eyes of all those that surround him. But such is the extent of his goodness and the extent of the enemy's cruelty, he still cannot be satisfied.
And I didn't. And I didn't.
As he works out how many more lives he might have saved, the pain of the man far outweighs the pleasure that he deserves. And that's what's truly heartbreaking. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Nobody loves me.
People do love you, Precious.
Please don't lie to me, Miss Rain. Love ain't done nothing for me. Love beat me.
I swear.
There are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather.
I want to know how that baby will ever know how wonderful his mother was. Will he ever know what she went through for him? Oh, God, I want to know why? Why? Lord, I wish I could understand.
You got the wrong idea.
Number 1, I Miss You, Jenny, Forrest Gump.
Every night we read a book. You're so smart, Jenny. You'd be so proud of him. I am.
In life, as Forrest himself astutely reasons, you never know what you're gonna get. And in this movie, we probably weren't expecting this ending.
He wrote you a letter. And he says, I can't read it. Not supposed to, so I just leave it here for you.
A monumental underdog, surely Hollywood would grant Forrest Gump happiness in the end.
I miss you, Jenny.
But no. Making his second appearance on this cry-filled countdown, Tom Hanks here visits the grave of Gump's beloved Jenny.
I don't know if Mama was right or if it's Lieutenant Dan.
He isn't the most articulate of characters, but even the wisest of men would struggle to sum up this grief.
I don't know if we each have a destiny.
The tears speak much louder than words ever could.
We're all just floating around accidental like on a breeze.
Do you agree with our list?
Oh, fuck idiot.
Whose big screen sadness did we skip? For more emotional top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Oh, fuck idiot.